Young children love the science. They find it interesting, they find it stimulating, they're innovative, they love it. And that's true of the girls as well. Come 15, 14, that sort of age, the girls have all dropped out. They find it unattractive, they find it nerdy, and the boys are just powering ahead.
Women, when they're asked their gender up front when taking a science or math test, actually perform worse than when they don't have that gender trigger up front.
The barriers to increasing representation of women in tech, I think, fall into three categories. Firstly, we've just got a very narrow pipeline and we've got to deal with this as business. The second is the education of girls way upstream. I think we are doing a disservice to girls in school and in university by not exposing them and creating real incentives to do science and science-based subjects at those levels. And then lastly, I think we've got a huge stereotype issue.
Systemic gender bias, I would say lack of role models. It's hard to aspire to something if you don't see someone who looks like you. And then I think promotional velocity.
And of course there's also a lot of media that portray tech as something that's very geeky, very male. Silicon Valley hasn't done us any favours.
There's a dearth of women in venture capital. There is a very low percentage of women in private equity. It's very difficult to find women founders to invest in. There is a dearth of women engineers. So this is a real issue, but it's a recognised issue.
It matters because it has an impact on the bottom line, so businesses should really be paying attention. It matters because products and services get designed differently and more relevantly. And it matters because I think there's going to be an increasing distance between those who are involved in the influence of tech-enabled businesses and those who aren't. And if women aren't involved now, they will be relegated to the less productive parts of our economy.
Digital is going to impact everything we do. And so we need everybody to be digitally literate. And that is I think if we get that right in schools, more girls will naturally go into the tech industry.
Tech is going to design the way or affect the way that we play, we live, we work, we collaborate, the relationships we have, how we interact with the world. I don't want my future designed by somebody who doesn't represent me.
There's an enormous skills gap in tech, and that is worldwide. And there are a large number of women who want to get in there. So put the two together and we have an effective model.